Hello, my name is Kallista, and welcome back to Danganronpa V3, Killing Harmony. In the last episode, we had our third murder, Angie, the ultimate artist, and the ultimate crack addict. I am convinced she was on drugs. I am convinced she was high off her tits most of the time. She is dead. The wax effigies appear to be hung from the ceiling. It's really weird. And it seems like we may have another locked room murder on our hands. I am so excited. So excited to begin investigating. Although we have to look at the Monokuma file first. Yes, let's take a look. The victim is Angie Yanaga, the ultimate artist. The body was found in the Ultimate Artist Lab. Oh, hello. So, you know what? 2 injuries. Time of death was approximately 2 a.m. Fatal stab wound to the back of the neck, and she'd also been hit on the head. Okay. I'm looking at the image, like, you can see all of the blood around her neck that's pooling underneath her body, but there's no blood on the top of her head. She has a laceration on her forehead. Maybe she was just hit over the head, but it didn't necessarily break the skin. There's no blood there. And you'd be able to see, like, her hair is snow white. You'd be able to see that. So maybe she was just hit over the head, but it didn't necessarily break the skin. So potentially she got into a fight before she died? Ooh. The time of death is approximately 2 in the morning. The cause of death is a stab wound to the back of the neck. The forehead also has a laceration. Monokuma File 3 has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your monopad. The Monokuma file included the time of death this time. 2 a.m. Everyone must have been asleep. We probably can't rely on witness testimonies.
But...
So the murder happened at night time after all. If everyone had followed the student council's rules like Angie and Atua said... What good will saying that do? The culprit may be one of the student council, yes.
Why?
A member of the student council, that's...
All right.
We should go and figure that out! Let's start investigating and solve this mystery together! Yeah.
It's impossible.
I can't.
Himiko?
Oh.
Ugh.
I can't do it. I can't investigate Angie's body. But if we don't make it through the class trial, then everyone will die.
Whatever.
I don't care anymore.
Huh?
What?
What a pain.
Surviving and everything else. It's too much of a pain.
What was that?
Then why don't we just use your magic to revive Angie?
Please stop!
This is no time for your mean-spirited taunts. Reviving her is clearly impossible.
Is that so?
No! No! Stop going on with the cursed bullshit! No, bad Kiyo! Don't! Put the Necronomicon down! We cannot say that with certainty, no.
Huh?
Excuse me?
No.
Well, of course, resurrecting her is impossible. But I know a way we can speak with Angie. Stop it. No dicking about with the Necronomicon. No dicking about with the seances. Stop it.
You see.
Why? We can summon her spirit with a séance called the Caged Child. Séance!
What are you trying to pull?
Séance? What are you talking about? Cut it out already.
You gotta be kidding me!
Yeah, this is no time for jokes!
I am serious.
Oh, I'm serious. This is for our investigation.
Huh?
For our investigation!
Yes.
If we speak with Angie, we can ask who the culprit is and bring this case to a swift close.
Well, you know.
First a resurrection ritual, and now a séance? Are you messing with us?
Do you understand?
I would appreciate it if you didn't compare it to Monokuma's foolishness. Seances are genuine occurrences. They are written of in literature the world over. In fact, I myself have participated in seances a great many times. Why do I think he means orgies? Why do I think he means, in fact, I myself have participated in orgies a great many times?
Huh?
Many times? On top of that, we have a rare chance to perform the legendary séance, the Caged Child. It would be foolish to not take advantage of this, yes?
No.
No matter how you put it, now's not the time for something.
However...
Oh, I suspect the only way to confirm your earlier theory is by performing the séance, yes?
What?
My earlier theory?
Therefore...
The possibility of the culprit being the resurrected transfer student. It is not wise to go into the class trial with such outlandish theories in one's head. So you want to do a séance to contact the dead to disprove the theory that the dead did it. Kiyo, no, this makes no sense. Kiyo, no. No, put your dick away. Put the caged child away. Stop it.
Well...
So to prove such a thing impossible, I think it best we consult Angie herself.
Incomprehensible.
That logic is peculiar, to say the least. Holding a séance to find out about the ritual. So we're gonna fight the occult with the occult.
Okay.
Well, we can't worry about this forever, so we might as well go with the easiest solution.
How exciting!
Okay, I'll help out. I was getting bored of investigating anyway. We haven't even started. What do you mean you're already bored? We haven't even looked at anything yet.
Huh?
Huh? I'll help too. She wants... Here's the thing, Angie... I do think that Angie was taking advantage of all the people in the student council. She wanted to spread her beliefs, and I do think that Angie genuinely believed in Atua. I don't believe she was... I don't believe this was some kind of grift. I think she genuinely... I'm sorry, I'm flustered. I want to investigate. Let me investigate. Put the seance to the side. Let me look around the room. I think that Angie genuinely believed in Atua. I don't think that was one big grift and she was actually just like, yes, if they believe in me, they'll give me money, mwahaha. Like, I don't think it was a grift. I think she genuinely was like, Atua is speaking to me. I hear his voice. I am filled with his love. He protects me. Everything I do is blessed by Atua, and I must share that love with other people. I think she was genuine in that regard, but she was using the student council. She was putting herself in a position where she was the de facto leader. Everyone had to defer to her, and by extension, Atua's words and judgment. and she was using the student council to solidify her hold over the school. But from Himiko's perspective, I think Himiko struggles. Himiko struggles a lot. I've called her lazy before. I think part of it is that Himiko is lazy, but I think also maybe Himiko could be a tad depressed. And not all depressed people are lazy. I think that, oh, you're depressed, you're just lazy. No, that is incorrect. That is a really bad take. I think you can be lazy and depressed. The two are not necessarily connected. You can be a lazy person and depressed. Just because you are depressed doesn't automatically make you lazy. I hope I am making sense there. I think Himiko, she started off as quite a lazy person. From the very get-go, she was like, yeah, no, I can't be arsed with this. I'm tired. I can't be arsed. And I think maybe the stress of the situation, I think she's quite delicate. I think she's quite a delicate person. And the stress really got to her. And, you know, maybe she's been going down this spiral of depression. And then there's Angie. And Angie is offering her hope with handsome Atua, who loves her no matter what and will protect her from this terrifying situation. Himiko genuinely really liked Angie, I think. I don't necessarily know if Angie genuinely liked Himiko, because Angie properly threw Himiko under the bus. In the second chapter, she properly threw Himiko under the bus. And she never really apologized for it. She was just like, oh yeah, Himiko probably did it. Oh, you're innocent. Oh, whatever. And Angie was very blasé about her behavior. But Himiko, I think she genuinely really liked Angie. She genuinely really liked Angie. And Himiko also genuinely believes in magic. She genuinely believes that she is a mage. And so here's a guy saying, oh yeah, we can contact the dead. We can talk to ghosts and shit. That's feeding into one of Himiko's own delusions. Of course she's gonna go along with it. She wants to speak to her friend again. Oh no. Himiko, no. I'll help too.
Huh?
Huh? You too, Himiko?
If I can talk to Angie one more time, I'll do anything. A séance or whatever it takes, I'll do it.
Well,
I'll help out as well. I can't leave Himiko alone.
do whatever you want.
Oh. On one hand, I feel bad for Tenko, because Tenko genuinely wants to be Himiko's friend. I don't think Angie was genuine in her friendship, but I think Tenko is. Tenko genuinely wants to be Himiko's friend, and Himiko won't give it the time of day. At the same time, Himiko doesn't want to be your friend, Tenko. You need to respect that. If she doesn't want to be your friend, that may hurt, but you should back off.
Yes!
Okay, I will.
So
now we have 4 participants. Kokichi, Himiko, Tenko, and myself. However, the caged child requires 5 people. We're still 1 short. Fine, then Keyboy can come too.
You're right.
I guess we can't be picky.
Why?
Why am I being forced to participate and being treated like a burden?
Well then.
So then, we need a place to perform the séance. Where shall we do it? How about your lab?
No.
No. In order for the caged child to succeed, the room must be as dark as possible. My lab has windows, so turning the lights off won't make it quite dark enough.
Then how about the empty rooms?
That's...
Empty rooms? The ones on the 4th floor?
There aren't any windows there, so if we blow out the candles, it should be pitch dark.
Yeah.
Sure, I'm fine with that.
Listen up!
I agree with Himiko.
Tell me your thoughts.
However, there are 3 empty rooms. Which one shall we use?
Then,
The middle room. The middle room's always best for stuff like this.
I see, yes.
Very well. I shall begin the preparations at once. I shall have you 4 help as well. Let us carry all the necessary equipment from my lab. Are you really gonna do this?
Do you understand?
This is for our investigation. I said as much, did I not? We need to use all our effort to discover the culprit, lest our lives be lost. Kiyo, Kokichi, Kibo, Tenko, and Himiko all left the scene.
this is stupid.
Are they serious about this stupid séance?
But
Perhaps that's just part of the investigation in their eyes. We should go with it. In any case, I should focus on what I can do. What the ultimate detective can do. Investigation start! Let me at it. Okay. Okay, but mainly the body. Are we not concerned? I mean, this one's got a bloody... What is that? It's like a sword. That's a katana. Yeah, are we not concerned that the effigies are hung upside down and one of them's got a katana in it? Like, are we not concerned about that? Okay. Okay, let's start off with the body. Let's start off with you. Angie's body. She's lying face down in the middle of the room.
What's wrong?
Are you going to take a closer look?
okay.
Yes, I was planning to.
Got a minute?
Then let's hurry up and do it. We can't afford to waste any time here. Maki didn't hesitate. She stepped past me and walked over to the body. She has no problem with dead bodies. She is the ultimate assassin. We've seen a katana on this floor before. A katana stabbed into Kaede's wax effigy.
Damn it!
Who did this and why?
Got a minute?
Let me see. Maki nudged me aside, then gripped the katana and pulled it out of the effigy.
Ah!
Oh, wait, this is a crime scene. You can't...
What is it?
You wanted to check the katana, right? Well, you can't do that if you don't pull it out.
Because...
Yes, true, but we have to preserve the scene. Maki paid no mind to my protest and stared at the katana for a while.
Is this...
Hello? Hello? Also, it's got blood on the end of it. Okay, so this is the katana from Kiyo's lab. That katana was also covered in gold leaf. Unless... Oh god, if there's a second. Was there a katana in Maki's lab? I need to check Kiyo's lab. I need to check that. It's a real katana, but there's gold leaf on it.
okay.
Okay, no, we've got confirmation. Okay. Yeah, I believe it's the one that was on display in the Ultimate Anthropologist lab. Is that so?
Okay.
We can probably assume this is the murder weapon, judging from the bloodstains on the tip. The edge is too rusty to cut well, but it could be enough to stab.
But
why would they go through the effort of using this as the murder weapon?
That's true.
Good question. They could have gone to my lab and grabbed a more suitable weapon.
could it be...
Perhaps it's because Kiyo's lab is on the same floor. They just grabbed something close by? They may have been in a hurry.
Well...
Or maybe they needed a long weapon like this.
Huh?
A long weapon?
Okay.
My lab doesn't contain swords or any other weapons of this length.
Huh?
Oh, really?
That's true.
I'm not sure how Monokuma found out, but he must know I don't use swords for work. When I first started working, I botched a mission using a katana. I haven't used a sword since, which is fine because they're a hassle to carry anyway. I suppose everyone's lab is suited to them personally, just like Angie's was. But how did they know all this? It's almost like the Mono Cubs had a hand in creating these memories. It's almost like they might not be real. Anyway, the gold leaf on this katana flakes off easily. It's all over my hands now.
Okay.
It must be pretty old for the gold leaf to flake off that easily.
Got a minute?
Why didn't you say so earlier? My hands are all sticky now. I'll have to wash them later. Maki scolded me, then stood in front of Kaede's effigy.
Hey.
I'm going to put the katana back where we found it. If it's too hard to watch, look away.
Okay.
Thank you. I averted my gaze and Maki stabbed the katana back into the wax effigy.
By the way...
Even so, why was a weapon stabbed into the wax effigy? A hanging wax effigy, no less. Was it part of the ritual? Or was the culprit trying to hide the murder weapon? I mean, that's a really bad way of hiding a murder weapon. It's in plain sight. Everyone can see it. Perhaps they had no intention of hiding it. They didn't even wipe the blood off. Besides, I'm certain there are better ways to hide the murder weapon than this.
What are you talking about?
Then, what's the reason for this?
That's...
I honestly have no idea.
Well...
We should investigate where this weapon came from. We might find a clue there.
Okay.
The Ultimate Anthropologist Lab? Yeah, let's do that. I want to make sure the katana indeed came from that room. Gold leaf katana has been added to the truth bullet section of your monopad. I find it suspect that Kiyo didn't say anything. Because if you remember, when we were in his lab the very first time, Kokichi came and he was picking up the katana and he was just like, oh, look at it. And Kiyo got properly like, hey, put that down. Fucking put that down right now. He got really defensive over it. So I find it interesting that he wasn't like, oh my god, why's my katana in this effigy? That was odd. Still, my thought is that if Kiyo did this, it'd be really dumb of him to use his weapon. It would be really dumb of him to use the weapon in his own lab. And I don't think Kiyo is dumb. It's just really weird that he didn't say anything about it. You know what, let's move on to the effigies. The 4 effigies hung upside down makes the scene particularly eerie. Ropes are dangling from the exposed beams on the ceiling.
If I remember correctly...
Angie made all of these wax figures.
Hey.
Is this rope from the warehouse?
You're right.
I believe so, and that means they won't be much of a clue. Anyone could have gone and gotten these ropes. Maybe the student council should have blocked the warehouse instead of the manhole. The warehouse does contain plenty of things that can be used for murder. Anyway, I know that these effigies are just wax, but it still creeps me out.
That's true.
The effigies look exactly like real people. Not just their faces, but their bodies too. The ultimate artist certainly was talented.
By the way,
Why is this effigy hanging upside down? Is this part of the ritual? I'm not sure.
what is it?
If it's not, then why is it like this? Who would go out of their way to hang a wax effigy? Right. If they're going to do this much work, there must be some reason for it. What could it be? Who would do this? The culprit? Angie? Or someone else entirely? Oh. Effigies hung upside down has been added to the truth bullet section of your monopad. My original thought was, well, it's creepy. It's creepy looking. This seems to me like psychological warfare. It's intended to creep people out. In which case, let me go, just so I can get a good view of everyone. People who I'm like, okay, who would be willing to do this? Who would be willing? Excuse me, not you. I don't think Gonta would. Kokichi would. Kiyo would. Not you. Not Himiko. Maybe Maki, but I don't think she would. Not Tenko. I find you sketchy, but... question mark on Samugi. Question mark on her. Not you. You wouldn't be asked. My original thought was that someone could have done this. You know, as like, oh, it'll freak people out. And these two have the strongest motivation for that. These are the two people I'm like, oh yeah, they'd be freaking people out. But that last line, could someone else have done this? Could this be a Byakuya situation? Could someone have discovered this and decided, oh, I can use this for my own motivation? We know that Kiyo really wants to do the Cage Child séance. That might explain why he didn't say anything about the katana. If he originally found the crime scene and decided, you know what, I really want to do this séance, I'm going to make this as weird as possible, then everyone will go along with my séance thing. That could explain why these bodies are hung upside down. Doesn't tell us who killed Angie, but it might explain why the room is set up the way it is. I'ma put a pin in that. A small pool of blood has emanated from Angie's torso. This can't be from her forehead. This is blood from the back of her neck.
Is this...
This blood is dry. It must have been spilled a few hours before Angie was killed. Maybe more. That fits the 2 a.m. time of death listed in the Monokuma file. Also, you. This book. The instructions for the resurrection ritual are written in the Necronomicon. By performing the ritual as written, you can resurrect one deceased victim.
I knew it.
This was the motive, the Necronomicon.
Hey.
Angie tried to perform the ritual written in this book, right?
Okay.
Yes, if we look at this book, we should learn the steps of the ritual she was trying to perform. Let's take a look. Oh, this is... I'm loving the pictures. It's so easy, anyone can do it. Even a monkey, even a bear. How to perform rituals for dummies, I love it. How much you know about the resurrection ritual? I'm an expert, that's why I wrote this handy manual. It's so easy, anyone can do it, even a monkey, even a bear. What's a ritual? Do you want to talk to a dead loved one again? This simple ritual will return a departed soul to the land of the living. Here's how. Preparing the effigy. Prepare an effigy of the dead soul you wish to contact. The size and shape of the effigy is irrelevant, and you can make it out of whatever materials you wish. If it's not obvious who the effigy is supposed to be, label it with the name of the deceased. Almost finished. Sprinkle... I think that's sprinkle the ashes of the deceased. Something. Then close your eyes, and after a while, you should feel a light tap on your back. If so, that means the... Please note that the ash, for one use, the rich... No mention of hanging anything from the ceiling. The Necronomicon Resurrection Ritual. Prepare an effigy of the dead soul you wish to contact. Everyone may participate. The size and shape of the effigy is irrelevant. Make it out of whatever materials you wish. If it's not obvious who the effigy is supposed to be, label it with the name of the deceased. After preparing the effigy, burn this Necronomicon to ashes. Use caution. Be mindful of carbon monoxide poisoning. Sprinkle the ashes on the effigy and repeat the name of the deceased 3 times. Then close your eyes and wait. After a while, you should feel a light tap on your back. If so, that means the ritual was a success. The ashes are only good for one use. The ritual can only be performed once, so use it wisely. So these are the steps for the resurrection ritual.
This is stupid.
Angie really believed in this crap? It's pretty obvious that you wouldn't be able to resurrect anyone with this. Under normal circumstances, I'm sure that's true. But in this place, I don't think we can rule anything out. Necronomicon has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your monopad, yet there was no mention of hanging the effigies up from the ceiling. Yeah, I think we may be dealing with 2 separate incidents here. I think that someone killed Angie, and then later Kiyo found the body and decided, you know what, I really want to do my séance, I can use this for my own benefit. And he's done all of this. It fits his personality type. Like, I can't see Himiko or Tenko or even Kaito. None of them, this doesn't match with their personality. None of them would do this. It would have to be Kokichi or Kiyo. Maybe Samugi or Maki. I think potentially they have the personality type for it. Maki does. Maki does, but I don't think that she would do it. Samugi sketches me out. I'm like, I don't trust you. That's why she's on my list. But Kokichi and Kiyo, 100%. 100% this is within their capabilities. And with the katana that Kiyo was, you know, strangely quiet about, we know that he's protective of this katana. What? There was blood on the katana, though. Maybe someone else used it. Maybe someone else went to Kiyo's lab, killed her with the katana. Kiyo came in and decided, well, the katana's already been used. Fuck it, I'll just stick it in there. It makes it really creepy. I don't know, but I'm wondering if we may be dealing with 2 separate incidents here. And no, take me to the body. There's blood dripping from Angie's head. According to the Monokuma file, she sustained a stab wound to the back of the neck, as well as a laceration on her forehead.
I knew it.
The killing blow was a single stab to the back of the neck, a sneak attack most likely.
Well...
Then what do you make of this wound on her forehead? Maybe the culprit hit her in the head before stabbing her from behind.
But
her 2 wounds are substantially different. Did the culprit change weapons mid-attack?
Oh yeah.
I suppose that would be unnecessary.
remember...
Also, the wound on her forehead looks deep, but it's not bleeding much. What is going on with these 2 wounds? That's interesting. That if it's a deep wound, her hair should be matted with blood. Forehead injury has been added to the truth bullet section of your monopad. Huh?
Huh?
What's wrong, Maki?
Got a minute?
Move. Maki pushed me aside, then lifted Angie's body up by the shoulder.
Is this...
What's this doing crumpled underneath her body?
What is it?
Oh. That's... Okay, I'ma read this. This is duct tape, right? What's duct tape doing here? I don't know, but it must be related to the case. Look, there are hairs stuck to the tape. Long hairs. Angie's right. That was what I was gonna say. That's covered in her hair. Bloody duct tape with Angie's hair on it. What could that mean? Bloody duct tape has been added to the truth bullet section of your monopad. Like a, My first thought is that this is like a, it's like a makeshift bandage. We know that the head wound isn't bleeding very much. Because someone covered it with duct tape. They made a little bandage for it. Why though?
But...
I'm surprised you spotted this, Maki. It was hidden under her body.
So what?
It was partially visible. As a detective, you should have noticed it before I did.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's true. Well, even so, I guess you're still getting used to being around dead bodies. So don't beat yourself up over it.
Okay.
Well then, it's a good thing you're used to corpses, Maki.
Do you want to die?
Yeah, maybe don't compliment her on that. Huh? Do you want to die?
Sorry.
Sorry, joking, I couldn't resist.
Got a minute?
You don't need to apologize. I was joking too. That didn't sound like a joke, though. Angie's body appears to be exactly as described in the Monokuma file. There were several clues that caught my attention, but I can't draw any conclusions yet. If we think about all the evidence in combination, that might tell us something. Let's continue the investigation for now. Maki, what's wrong?
So what?
It's not that important, but... The only time you're reliable is when you're investigating a crime scene. Is that supposed to be a compliment?
Like I'd know.
Who knows? You're certainly more reliable than Kaito, at least. That guy is useless. Anyway, let's continue. Okay. I just want to have a little think on that. So there's some evidence that to some degree someone was trying to, I don't know if maybe tidy up the crime scene is the right way of putting it, but as I said, it was bloody duct tape with hair on it. That was clearly a makeshift bandage. Someone attempted to staunch the bleeding. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, there's Gonta. I presume the effigies are all going to be the same. Let's have a look at the back door. This door is the lab's back door.
Is this...
This door has a sliding lock and it's still locked. Hold up. Hold up. There's gold. There is gold. On the lock. I see it. Clear as day. My thought, because this is... We have a locked room mystery. How did they lock the door? My thought... If Kiyo he came in, saw the body, was like, aha, I can use this to my advantage. I'll be able to get everyone to agree to my séance. If I do some creepy shit, we'll put the katana in the body. My first thought was... So he stabs the katana in. He's obviously got gold leaf on his hands. He then closes this lock. Could he have gone out of the front door and locked it from the outside? It's a cylinder lock. I don't know much about lock picking, but my thought is that if you can unlock something, then surely you can lock it. Does Kiyo know anything about lock picking though? He knows about bondage. He knows about gimp shit. Does he know about lock picking though? This door has a sliding lock, and it's still locked.
That's true.
And because no one has used this door since we came in here, I believe Angie locked this door when she came in, and it's been locked ever since.
Hey.
Oh, wait, what's this? Oh, look, there's something gold and shiny on the tab of the sliding lock. Gold and shiny? Could it be?
Is that all right?
Maki, may I see it for a minute? I want to try moving the sliding lock.
So what?
You want to unlock it? Go ahead, do what you want. I carefully touched the knob of the lock, avoiding the gold parts, and softly slid the lock open.
Okay.
Just as I suspected, this lock will slide without much effort. Oh. Whether you lock it or unlock it. This could be an important clue. Art Lab's back door has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your monopad.
Well...
I'm curious about this rear door too, but there's something else that bothers me. The lock on the front door that we used to enter this room. Shouldn't we investigate the front door too? I'm going to take a closer look at that. Maki walked over to the front door. Okay, the fact that the game pointed out this is an easy lock to open and close. This is like, you can just like tap it and like boom, it's unlocked. Tap it, boom, it's locked. This is not it's not like a stiff lock. It's something you can very easily lock and unlock. The game is outright calling out that fact. Again, I'ma just put a pin in that. Let's see the front door.
Hey.
I just want to confirm something. When we got to this lab, you're sure that the front door was locked?
Okay.
Yes, I'm positive. I grabbed the knob and tried to turn it. It really is locked.
I knew it.
The front entrance was locked until Kokichi picked the lock to open it. Kokichi pulled out some thin needles and stuck them into the keyhole of the lock. There! Open sesame! So, he picked this cylinder lock open.
Hey.
Do you think anyone else could have opened the lock besides him?
That's true.
It would have been impossible from the outside. The monocubs took the key. Okay, here it is, but there's only one key, so don't lose it. It'd be bad if you lost it. You wouldn't be able to lock the door or open it from the outside. Beep boop. Let me see that key. Monodam swiped the key from Monophony, then lifted it to his mouth. Nom. He ate it!
Then...
So Kokichi is the only one who could have opened or closed the door from the outside, right? Unless there's someone else with lockpicking skills. Correct. Only Kokichi would have been able to open and close the door from outside. But someone inside could have opened and closed it as they pleased.
Huh?
So the front door was locked from inside the room.
No.
Not necessarily, I'm just thinking of possibilities. But in that case, the question becomes how the person who locked the doors got out. How the culprit got out of the classroom after locking the doors. Art Lab's front door has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your monopad. I have a thought. Still, it's strange that the front door and back door have different locks. The front door we came in from has a cylinder lock. And the rear door over there has a sliding lock. But by the time we discovered the body, both doors were locked.
Is this...
In other words, this is what you might call a locked room mystery, right? Locked, huh?
You're right.
Yes, the cylinder lock's keys were taken by the monocubs. So both doors could only be locked from the inside. But only if you rule out Kokichi's lockpicking, right? He could have picked the cylinder lock on the front door to go in and out of the lab. So he could have created this locked room mystery. It's possible that he locked the door from the outside by picking it after he killed Angie.
If I remember correctly...
That's true.
That's right.
Also, he appeared at an oddly convenient time when we tried to enter the lab ourselves.
I knew it.
He's clearly suspicious. I agree, but again, he's like Nagito. He's like Nagito. They're not gonna kill him off at this stage. He's either gonna be killed off, either as the last murder, or he's gonna make it through to the end. One of the two. He's clearly suspicious. It is suspicious, but that solution seems a little too convenient. Kokichi's lockpicking has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your monopad. Okay, I wanna go back over here. I wanna take me to the body. Okay, so my current theory that I'm going with, I think someone killed Angie, who I don't know, but I think Kiyo discovered it, and that he is using this situation to his advantage. He wants to perform the séance. He's been going on about it for ages. So I think he found the body and he decided, you know what? I can scare people and I can trick them into doing the séance. So if that is the case, assuming that Kiyo can't also pick locks, that means that the front door must have been locked from the inside and he had to have gotten out through this door back here. We know that there is gold leaf on the sliding lock. We also know that this lock is very easy to trigger. And I mean, just look where the katana is. It's right next to it. My thought is, could you rock the body? If you push the body, I'm calling it a body, the effigy. If you push the effigy and got it to swing, then the katana might scrape against the door and trigger the lock. Something covered in gold flake had to have touched that lock. Either it is someone's fingers or it's the katana itself. One of the two. That might be really tricky to do. You'd have to be really quick. You'd have to put some force into the push, quickly go out, and then you'd be relying on the katana hitting the right part of the door, but that's the only thing I can think of. Unless there's, my only other thought is that we know that the floor under here is hollow. One of the rooms has a hole in it. The empty rooms, one of them has a hole. Unless there's also a hole in this room, in which case you just, you know, crawl out and end up in one of the empty rooms. Unless there is another way out that we don't know about. That's the only way my brain is coming up with to get out of this situation. I'm not I'm not sure about that. It'd be tricky. It'd be tricky and you'd be relying on timing to do it. Like I said, getting the angle right, but I just can't think of any other way. Big questions. Big questions here. I'm liking this. I'm liking this one. But I am out of time for this episode, unfortunately. I am out of time. In the next one, we continue investigating. But until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Kallista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.